stood across from each other. 32 warriors, 2 kings, and only one of them would survive. White made the first move. Black answered, but neither king knew it yet. But this battle would be decided by a tiny opening beside White's throne. The knights rode out first. Soldiers followed, building walls around their kingdoms. For now, everything looked peaceful, balanced, controlled. But both sides were already searching for weaknesses, and black would soon find one. Bishop struck first, putting pressure on Black's knight. Black responded with the same threat. So White sent a pawn forward. A small move, a reasonable move. But remember that pawn, because the square it just abandoned would eventually become the doorway to the king. Black's bishop attacked the knight and disappeared in the exchange. White's queen stepped forward to reclaim her fallen warrior. The battle continued. Both armies expanded. Black pushed on the queen's side. White answered. They walked hand in hand, answering each other. Then, one after another, the kings retreated behind their castles. Black's king was safe. White's king appeared safe too. But appearances can be dangerous in chess, because White had already moved the pawn that once guarded the h3 square, and Black had not forgotten. White traded away another bishop. Black's queen took its place. Then Black stopped fighting on the other side of the board. He looked directly towards White's king. White reinforced the center with f3. Black didn't retreat. The pawn marched deeper into enemy territory, and suddenly White's queen was forced backward. The attack had begun. Then came the move White should have feared. The rook arose, not to defend, not to capture. It was traveling. White continued developing his knight, and the rook moved again. And it stood directly across from White's king. The rook wasn't attacking alone. It was preparing a road for something far more dangerous. The Black Queen. White saw opportunity in the center. His soldiers surged forward. White was gaining territory, winning space, looking in the wrong direction. Because while White fought a battle on the queen's side, one of them captured on b5, and the Black Queen had quietly turned towards the king. And then she saw the abandoned gates. Then the queen entered. The pawn that had stepped forward at the beginning of the battle was eliminated. And now the enemy queen stood beside White's king. This wasn't just a capture pawn. This was an invasion. The king's walls had been breached. But White kept fighting in the center. Black knights reclaimed the square. The danger around the king was now enormous. Queen on h3, rook in position, and the pawn protecting is eliminated. Was all that stood between Black's queen and the throne. White had no more moves. White played wrong move. black needed no second invitation. The queen looked at G2. The rook protected her path. The king had nowhere to run. The queen delivered the blow. The king searched for an escape. There was none. The queen stood beside him. The rook guarded her. The king's own peace imprisoned him. Checkmate. And the cruelest part, the doorway black used to destroy the kingdom had been opened by white himself. In chess, the move that loses the game isn't always the final mistake. Sometimes, it was played 15 moves earlier. Checkmate is inevitable.